Hey there, back for another episode. Today I thought I'd switch it up a little. I've been talking pins, but I also just getting back into the Disney stuff, the Disney memorabilia. I wanted to showcase some of the stuff I've pulled out, vintage stuff, some new stuff, what I'm dabbling in as I start to collect more and more Disney stuff. So I thought I'd lead it off with these and then move more into the vintage stuff. So my friend Castle Ripon. I'll shout him out in the comments and you can follow him. He's a card collector. He told me about these, and then another friend hooked me up with just a couple. So they are like trading cards that you would have for like a basketball player, football player, but they're for Disney. So you can see they're pretty cool looking. You know, they're chromed out, and then they got like a little explanation on the back. There's Aurora and then the Muses. So they're pretty sick. And I can see why this would be a fun collectible for Disney people. If you're not into sports, you know, the card resale market, the card world is just blowing up huge. Pokemon cards are, outperforming the S&P 500, I believe, for the last, whatever it is, 15, 20 years. So you're in good shape with collecting cards. Now, Disney cards, we don't really know. This is kind of new, but there are like special cards. They're serial numbered. They have like, I've seen ones that have like it's a jersey insert. So that's big in like the sports card world. There'll be like a jersey insert. They have it like, this was like an employee of Star Tours like official shirt. And then they have like original sketches that they'll throw in. And I've even seen some pins that they throw into these packs that you can rip and just, have some fun. So I would love to get a hand on one of these boxes, but apparently they're pretty tough to get and they resell for, a couple $100. So I'm not sure, how many of these I'll be able to get my hands on, but just got some base cards for now, bought a couple singles on eBay, and we'll see where that collection takes me. So I'll keep you updated for sure. Moving to some of the more vintage stuff. When I got my Disneyland passes, my mom hooked me up with my original Disney dollars. So just give you a look at that. These are dollars that you can use in the park. So it's kind of like a gift certificate, but like, whatever. I go buy candy from the gift shop. I can use this just like I would like a normal dollar bill, but within the Disney parks only. So they used to do it. They became kind of these collectible items. And now Disney dollars are pretty cool because it's a deflationary asset. So for all the crypto Bitcoin heads out there, that's one of the things that they like about Bitcoin is that it's deflationary. As opposed to they just keep printing more and more of these. They no longer make Disney dollars. And if I were to use this dollar inside the park, they have to destroy this. So there's only a certain number of dollars still in circulation that, have, value or that still exist. So they can be pretty expensive on eBay, and you can get them graded like you would like a normal dollar bill, like for coin collectors, dollar bill money collectors. You can have them rated on their pristineness, their cleanness, their authenticity, and you can resell them or collect them, whatever it might be. So I showed you the Mickey one. I have another Disney dollar here that is, I believe, the older version of the Disney dollar. So they're pretty cool. And so I'm thinking about maybe getting some more on eBay. They have 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, maybe 100s. That I don't know. But they have like different characters. Goofy. I've seen Pirates of the Caribbean, I believe, had a Disney dollar at some point. And then I just wanted to show you, I have the Disney dollar envelope, the original envelope. So these also can go for a nice, pretty penny on the resale market. And I got 2 of them. So I'll let you know what I end up doing with them. Sorry for all the rustling. I was having trouble getting this one back into its envelope. There we go. All right, cool. Next one. I think some of you will recognize these if you're a 90s kid. Bam. Bam. Got the Hercules McDonald's plates. So, here we go. I'll show you the official McDonald's marking there. Then there's the front. So yeah, this one is just more of a personal story. My wife had these as a kid, and she wanted to start, you know, we needed some new kid plates for our kids. And she was like, I used to have these plates that me and my sister would love. They were Hercules McDonald's plates. I had just gotten back into doing stuff on eBay. I was like, you know, I bet you I can buy those exact same plates. And that's what I did. So I got 3 of them. This is, you know, Zeus, Hercules, Meg. And, you know, so far they're doing the trick. I use them. I'm not, you know, saving them for any resale at this point. Like, they have food on them. I'm running them through the dishwasher. But I thought I would showcase, you know, these kind of, I guess now vintage, because 90 is now like 30, the 90s are like 30 years ago. So these plates are like 30 years old. They might even have lead in them. I don't know. So that's another cool Disney thing that I'm collecting right now. I'm still focused on the pin collecting. I think that's where I'm going to keep my focus, but a lot of this Disney memorabilia, I'm starting to get nostalgia, and I'm starting to, you know, kick the tires with maybe collecting some of the cards in particular, seeing where that goes. I like the idea. I like the execution of them. I think there's some legs. The only thing I struggle with is, like, if these cards are for kids, it's like the Pokemon conundrum where it's like, if I'm buying it, am I taking this away from some kid who really would, you know, get a cool experience out of that? That feels a little shady. So I think Disney dollars too have some legs, just from a pure nostalgia factor. And like I said, there's only so many of them left. I think that, you know, there could be some value in collecting those. We know that coins, dollar bills have a good collector mint market. So who's to say that Disney ones won't have some value at some point down the line? And then, you know, the plates, the old cups, mugs, stuff like that you can actually use, that are functional. That's always a good buy, because if you can't sell it, you know, maybe I'll use it. That actually just happened to me. Let me go grab it. Went to the park and I saw this for sale, and I thought, oh, you know what, maybe I can try and resell one of these on eBay. It's a California Adventure Starbucks pin, and on the inside there are 2 pins. I've been trying to sell it on eBay with no luck, so I thought, you know, what the heck, maybe I'll just rip it, right, and then use it. And so that's always the nice thing about these usable cups, mugs, plates. Those, if you can't resell them, you know, whatever, you can use it for how its intended purposes was for. So, all right, I think I'll end this. I've been wanting to rip these. So these are the mystery pins that came inside the California Adventure Starbucks one. So inside, let's see here, you can get a pin from California Adventure. There's the Incredicoaster one, is the one that is probably the chaser. That's probably the rarest and the one that everyone is after. We got Soarin', you got Cozy Cone. Can't tell what that is. Can't tell what that is. It's a churro? Yeah, that's churro. This one is actually a World of Color. And then that third one is Grizzly Rapids that I couldn't identify. So I'll end the video by just ripping this and then taking the listing off eBay, because now no one can buy it. And let's see what I got. You get 2 inside these mystery packs. So I got Cozy Cone. Very cool. And Grizzly Rapids. So I actually don't have a Grizzly Rapids California Adventure pin, so pretty stoked on that one. And I'm not sure I have any Cars Land stuff either, so good rip. Didn't get the Incredicoaster one, so oh well, you live and learn. But there's my haul from my mystery set pin set, and I'll see you in the next video.